going, everybody? How the hell are you guys, my friends? Happy Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Anyways, your heavy metal maniac GB's here of Into the Squared Circle podcast. Where we talk about all things pro wrestling. If you're watching live right now on X, watching live right now on YouTube and on Twitch, give me a follow and subscribe. Drop it on the comment section throughout the show because, of course, less than 24 hours away, man. Tomorrow night at the Allstate Arena, as I talked about it many, many times, I'm going to be there. I'm so excited for tomorrow. And I know it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge, historic night tomorrow night for Smackdown. By the way, their first main roster show here in the United States since being in Europe. For how long in Europe? What, 2 weeks? Maybe a little bit more? I don't know. But just leading up to Paris. So they've been over across seas for quite some time, right? And here they are, man. First show back, and what a way to come back to the United States. And they did this back in March, right? March of 2025. Leading up to WrestleMania. They were overseas, and their first show back here was the Allstate. They're going to do it again. And what a way to do it is by making this Smackdown huge. Anyway, we'll talk about that on the show. Plus, we'll talk about AEW's All Out moving their time slot. Again, tomorrow night on SmackDown has to, put the metal to the pedal for WrestlePalooza, which is going to go, originally was supposed to go head-to-head against AEW's All Out in Toronto. And AEW decided to change their time slot on the day of, which is, I guess, a smart thing for them, right? But I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. Anyway, if you're watching live, give me a follow and subscribe. As always, thank you very much. Support the podcast. Take the QR code. Take the podcast to go. By the way, I had a request from Nick. Nick wants me to review the 1993 Royal Rumble. That will be a podcast exclusive. It won't be a live stream. So we'll review the 1993 Royal Rumble right on the podcast. Scan the QR code. And if you have any reviews on any of the pay-per-views that I can able to still watch, not WWE, could be AEW, WCW, NWA, any territory stuff. I love to watch that stuff. You want to just let me know, man. Send me a DM through social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, also on TikTok as well. All right. So that being said, let's get into tomorrow night. And again, all depends on the coverage following SmackDown. So it depends if they're going to have a dark match. And since I'm talking to you guys right now, hold on for a second. I totally forgot about this. I didn't check the official Allstate Arena website. And as I'm looking at that right now, they normally don't put who's on the card on their website, not the WWE website, their website. So rosemod.com/Allstate Arena, September 5th. All right, so let me look at it here. 6:30 start time. So let me go ahead and share with you guys the official screen here from the Allstate Arena. And we'll kind of review it all together. What's on their website, what's been advertised. So you see it right here, right? SmackDown Chicago. Big old letters are here. John Cena makes his final stop in Chicago. Farewell tour. Okay, Cody Rhodes expected to be on here. Now I'm not sure if he's going to be doing another dark match like he did back in March. Will he be on the show to talk about what's next for him? Cody Rhodes feature on the list. Randy Orton, LA Knight, The Street Profits, Jade Cargill. Oh boy, Tiffany Stratton. Remember last time what happened with Tiffany Stratton? Yeah, her and Charlotte and that famous talking shit, and they're off script. And for me, I couldn't hear shit. Anyway, Jacob Fatu is going to be there. Solo Sikoa, and many more. So this is going to be a star-studded show. Not to mention, CM Punk is going to be on the show. I mean, supposedly. So yeah, Punk, you're going to have Rhodes, Randy Orton, John Cena, Jacob. I mean, this thing is loaded. This thing is loaded. All right, let's come back to me here. Yeah, man, it's going to be historic. Let's talk about it. So as I'm recording this September 4th of 2025, looking at my calendar here, September 20th, 2 weeks from this Saturday, September 6th, 2 weeks from this coming Saturday will be WrestlePalooza in Indianapolis, the next state next to us, maybe 2.5 hours drive from here. Anyway, 2 weeks from this Saturday. Okay. And you know what? As I'm just doing all this by the fly here. Let's look at the official website. Okay. WWE WrestlePalooza. Let's take a look. Let's check out the official Wikipedia page. Okay. Let's check it out. Okay, so I'm looking at the Wikipedia right now. John Cena versus to be announced. All right. Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaca, the vacant women's world champion. That is it. That's off Wikipedia. Now I'm going to look on WWE.com and see what they have in their official page. So, yes, WWE did confirm Io Sky versus Stephanie Vaca for the vacant women's world champion. That's it. 2 weeks from this Saturday, and they only have one match scheduled for WrestlePalooza. 2 weeks. It's crazy, right? 2 weeks. They only have one match. I know AEW All Out's in 2 weeks as well. I know they started at least booking some of their matches right after Forbidden Door last week, right off the bat. That means they have 2 Raws, not including tomorrow's SmackDown, okay? So once SmackDown is done over with tomorrow, they're going to have 2 Raws and 2 SmackDowns to showcase everything to convince us to watch WrestlePalooza. I know people are going to go regardless. We know people are buying up tickets. You can have John Cena taking a dump in the middle of the ring. They'll be excited for it. Okay? But if you want to convince me to watch it after an AEW's pay-per-view, which I'll be watching. You need to give us a story. We know we see the seed. Try to say that twice. See the seed planted at SummerSlam when Brock Lesnar took out John Cena. I know tomorrow night's going to be the final Chicago appearance of John Cena. And I kind of expected a while back. He has to turn to a babyface if he's going to come to Chicago, because this is where he made his debut, his main roster debut. The Ruthless Aggression. Again, I was there in 2002, 2025. I'll be there for this final appearance. And I wouldn't be shocked. I'll be damned if he doesn't come here as a babyface. And here he is as a babyface. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be a roller coaster of a promo. I'm looking forward to listening to it. But I know it's not just going to be him appearing on the show. There's going to be more out of him saying goodbye in Chicago. And I don't know. I don't know what the current format's going to be tomorrow. If Cena's going to close out SmackDown, will Cena open up SmackDown? I don't know. We don't know until tomorrow happens, or someone will announce Cena will kick off SmackDown. You know, until these dirt sheets will come out and talk about it. But the reason why I'm bringing all this, the calendar, 2 weeks, John Cena is just going to talk. There's a reason why I'm breaking this up, right? You kind of know where I'm going here. If all these rumors between Brock Lesnar and Cena has been rumored, and they planted the seed. Now I remember 2 weeks ago on SmackDown? 2 weeks ago on SmackDown. You remember that that reshot backstage segment where Cena was walking, Nick Aldis came out running at the office. They were like, what, in fucking Europe? And he's like, hey, John Cena, I just talked to Brock Lesnar. Logan Paul punched John Cena. Okay, well, what was Nick Aldis going to tell Cena? Brock Lesnar what? What Brock Lesnar told Nick Aldis? Hey, I'm going to show up in Paris. That didn't happen, right? I thought, okay, maybe will Brock fly out to Paris to, take out Cena? It didn't happen. Okay, Brock, hey man, Brock wants go on a coffee date with you, go out for lunch. I don't know. Or will Brock did Brock tell Nick Aldis, hey, I'm coming to Chicago this Friday, and I'm going to challenge him at WrestlePalooza? That could happen. That could happen. What makes you think they're going to load up SmackDown tomorrow? And they're going to probably have a surprise appearance from Brock Lesnar. Could they end the show with him laying out Cena? Right? So remember Cena's debut. He had a match against Kurt Angle, and he won his debut. And what a way to get laid out, right? Cena will lay his ass out in the middle of the ring for business, right? And I could see Brock laying out John Cena in the middle of the ring to close out SmackDown. It's his way of going out. The place he made his debut. If you're going to go out being laid wasted in the city of Chicago or Rosemont, right? It's not in Chicago. It's outside of Chicago, Rosemont. And, if you're going to leave the Allstate Arena, you got to do it the right way, right? Laid out flat in the middle of the ring. And, hey, Brock will come out and challenge Cena. You want some, come get some. Brock lays him out. Closing shot of SmackDown. I don't know. That could happen. Right? That could happen. Now, maybe all this is wrong. Maybe Brock will not show up. Could. Maybe we'll get a fond goodbye. A fond, how you say it? How you say that? Fuck, I'm abusing my brain here when it comes to French. Adios, amigo. There we go. Adios, amigo. He'll blows his kisses, shake people's hands, sign babies, say goodbye. That's it. Maybe that would happen as well. But I think if they're going to load the show 2 weeks from this Saturday, WrestlePalooza, you need to start doing it now. Right now is the time to put the foot on the pedal. Invest my time. Invest my hours to turn on WrestlePalooza. They're going to debut the first PLE under the ESPN Plus program. You got to load it up. Now would be the time. Because if they don't pull the trigger, man, it's going to be a sloppy build to the pay-per-view. That's how I see it. So I see Brock Lesnar showing up, surprising, taking out John Cena. That could. Now, Cody Rhodes is advertised. Now, will he show up on the show? What he's going to do? He's going to, set up his next opponent for WrestlePalooza. Could it be Randy Orton? Maybe. Could it be LA Knight? Yeah, maybe. We'll see how things will play out on that as well. Maybe he'll show up and do a dark match again. Who knows? But the other big news is the CM Punk's surprise, right? His grin, right? Who's going to step up and take down Becky Lynch, right? Who? As I mentioned, it has to be someone from the women's division. Either currently in the roster or someone who is a former women's superstar. And, some of the, and I thought about, what if AJ Lee does not show up? What if we get Bailey, right? We've been seeing these vignette backstage promo, or not backstage, but, these dark videos of Bailey, right? Okay. Because can she be the partner of CM Punk? I know they're friends in real life. Could that happen? There's a small chance. This is a wild one. What if they brought back Paige Saraya, right? She's very active on social media. She put a pair of eyeballs on X. I'm not sure what that means. Because she returned back to the WWE. There's a chance, right? She's a free agent. I mean, I don't know how that could fit in the story. That'll piss off the fan. And I mean, not piss them off, but I mean, they'll be shocked, but it's not what the fans want. Or could AJ Lee show up? Now, could they give us the WWE way, right? CM Punk needs someone, and maybe we'll get a Bailey. She will come out. Bailey will get crushed, and then out comes AJ Lee for the big surprise pop, little swerve, right? Give us that little edge, right? Fans think they know she's coming, but we get somebody that's like, no, man, we don't want her. We want AJ Lee, right? And then that person gets squashed, and that lady gets beat up. Okay, well, what now? Out comes AJ Lee to give that big surprise pop, right? The Chicago pop. That place will blow. That place will blow. And it's going to be loud. So I hope AJ Lee shows up, right? And if she does not show up, that crowd's going to be severely pissed off. The Chicago crowd, they're very vocal. They're very vocal. So we know SmackDown tomorrow night is going to be a very historic night. And I'm looking forward, man. Again, being there in person. Stay tuned on social media. Stay tuned on TikTok. I'm going to give you guys my live from the arena reaction. I'm going to give you guys the reaction of that Brock Lesnar theme hits. So I'm going to hit the record button. You guys are going to get the inside of the crowd, man. The bird's eye view. What's going to sound like. Now let's transition to AEW's All Out time change. The HBO Max, by the way. So AEW decided to change their time to mid to late afternoon. 2 p.m. Eastern time or 3 p.m. Eastern time. And I love they announced they're going to do a tailgate, Brawl Out. What a name, right? Not like that name's been used before, right? Brawl Out. I remember that night, man. AEW is all out in Chicago. I'm in the car, do my post show in the car like I normally do. And I remember getting the car going home. And I get home, I take a shower, hop in bed, I go on social media. And the news is everywhere. CM Punk got in the fist fight with the Young Bucks. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I just literally left the arena. And there's a backstage scuffle. And it's called Brawl Out. Now they named their tailgate called Brawl Out with the hockey logos on it. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on here, man. Yeah, AEW decided to say, you know what, man? We're going to get squashed. We're going to get squashed by the WWE. They're going to load up their shows. They know they're going to take all their viewerships. You know, people are going to choose that. It's going to get AEW Rampage numbers, right? It ain't shit. Collision numbers. This is a big pay-per-view for AEW. And, you know, it's in Toronto. You got Adam Copeland and Christian versus FTR. Yeah, they got to move it. It makes sense for them to move it because, look, WWE is going to fucking bury him. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. They're going to bury him. Hey, you know, we need some competition. We need some. No, this is not the 90s no more. Okay. This is not the Attitude Era no more. I'm sorry. I was there to see it as a kid. It was legitimately a war. I was one of those kids that sitting on the floor, flipping the channel back and forth. TNT, Nitro, Raw on USA or TNN, whatever channel was on back in the day. I was there as a kid watching Shane McMahon purchase WCW in Florida. Vince was on Raw. I remember watching as a kid sitting on the floor, flipping the channel. I'm like, holy shit. And I didn't say that as a kid. I'm like, oh my gosh, Shane's on WCW Nitro. Vince is on Raw. And I'm flipping back and forth. Like I'm watching both feed. Vince is watching Shane. And I turn on WCW and Shane's watching Vince. They're talking like, I bought WCW. I'm like, holy shit. That was a war. That was a ratings war. This right now is not a ratings war. I'm sorry. I have to say it. This is not a real war. TNA tried to have a war. I was there to watch that. TNA tried. We're going to Monday night and we're going to compete. No. With Hulk Hogan, Bischoff, and Sting, and Kurt Angle. And it didn't work out for them. And now, I got excited at the very early stages. Okay, AEW, something big, something fresh, the alternative. They're going TNT. This is real. You're excited. 5 years later, it's like, I still support AEW, but I just don't see it as yeah, it is an alternative. Yeah, it's another place for the guys and gals who, you know, to make money outside the WWE. There's other places to work. But this is not the 90s Attitude Era competition. I'm sorry. Why is WWE putting their shows on them? Because they can do that. Everything's competition to WWE. Everything. You know, Monday Night Football's coming back. That's their competition. They have to go compete against Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football gets all the ratings. They get my attention as well. I mean, the Chicago Bears are playing this coming Monday. The first Monday night game will be the Chicago Bears this coming Monday. I think at Soldier Field against the Minnesota Vikings. I'll be watching. But Raw is going to be going back against football competition. So good luck to Monday Night Raw, man. Because football's back on air, baby. Starting tonight. Now, I cannot wait for football. First game of the season tonight. Football tomorrow. Chiefs. Of course, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be going down this coming Sunday. We got Bills and Ravens. That's going to be a good game Sunday night. Anyway, that's football talk. You got some competitions. And again, just to kind of tail back to it. AEW is not going to have steep competition against WWE unless AEW change the formula, change the chain of command, change and make this more serious, make this a legit competition. But in order to have that, you need to kind of change the command, the chief of command himself up. And I'm not going to get into it. Right now, I don't see this competition. This is just AEW cruising along in their own lane on the highway. And they're just doing their own thing. And at least the most positive thing they can do is at least change the time slot. Now, maybe it's a big change for some of the fans who bought tickets. Maybe they had a babysitter. Maybe they had a hotel. Now they have to change things because they changed the pay-per-view time. It is what it is, right? Anyway, I guess that's a bonus for some of the wrestling fans who watch both shows. At least they can somewhat watch WrestlePalooza. Depends on how much the pay-per-view of AEW leaks into the WrestlePalooza time slot. But again, you got to fight for the viewership. It's going to fight for the eyeballs. Fight for the interest. If you're on the tail end of the all-out pay-per-view, you got to keep them. Otherwise, they're going to exit the screen and hop on over to WrestlePalooza. Don't be surprised they're going to put like a Brock versus Cena to kick off the pay-per-view. Something big to get your ass off of AEW, right? They're going to do that. They're going to do that, man. They're going to do something big to take the viewership. They're going to do all they can to get the viewerships away from AEW. So it's going to be interesting. September 20th is going to be an interesting day. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day for wrestling fans. Either going to travel to either one of these shows, either Toronto or Indianapolis, or you're going to be like me, sit on the couch all damn day and watch it. It's going to be a loaded day, man. I'm pretty excited. And by the way, it's going to be on HBO Max, man. You can purchase this for an additional price. Oh, just what, $20-$30 or something like that. Could be wrong. And there we go. All right, my friends, that is it. We're going to wrap things up here. That is it, man. Next time you'll see my happy asses will be after Smackdown. Keep an eye on social media, X, Facebook, Instagram. I'll be posting photos. I'll probably be walking around the parking lot like a creeper. Not like a creeper. Just walking around taking photos. You know me. I love looking at the semi trucks in the parking lot. Just like, holy shit, man. WrestleMania trucks here. Yeah, I mean, I'm a kid. I'm still a kid in the heart. And I like seeing that shit. You'll see the Wheatley bus, that's, Cody Rhodes. Maybe you'll see some superstars walking around. Who knows? But yeah, keep an eye on social media. I'll take some photos. Keep you guys updated on what's going on. And that is it. Next time I'll go live, maybe if the coverage is all lined and stars aligned, hopefully I'll get the perfect coverage tomorrow night following Smackdown live from the Arena Reactions. All right, my friends, that is it. Be safe out there. Let's get to Friday Night Smackdown. All right, my friends, till next time, bye-bye.